My best man said, I can get my cousin to do your wedding photos for $500 instead of that expensive photographer. I replied, great idea. Then I hired a backup photographer and watched his cousin ruin my wedding while I got perfect shots of everything. The suggestion came 3 weeks before my wedding. My best man Trevor was reviewing our expenses when he shook his head at the photography line item. Dude, $3,200 for a wedding photographer? That's insane. My cousin Danny does photography. He'll do it for $500. I looked at the contract with Morrison Photography. Sarah Morrison had shot 12 weddings in our social circle. Her portfolio was incredible and she came highly recommended. Danny's really good, Trevor insisted. He's got all the professional equipment. Shot my buddy's engagement party last month. I pulled up the engagement photos on Trevor's Facebook. They were grainy, poorly lit, and half the people had their eyes closed. Great idea, I said. Let's save the money. Trevor's face lit up. Smart choice, man. Danny will hook you up. What Trevor didn't know was that I'd already paid Sarah Morrison in full. Our contract included a clause about backup coverage, so I called her that afternoon. Sarah, I need to discuss something weird. My best man wants his cousin to be the primary photographer, but I want you there as backup. She laughed. Let me guess. Someone promised cheap wedding photos? Exactly. Can you still be there but stay in the background? I do that sometimes when families hire questionable photographers. I call it insurance coverage. Same rate, but I'll be discreet until you need me. Danny showed up to our venue looking like he'd never seen a church before. His professional equipment was a basic Canon Rebel from 2015 and one cheap flash attachment. During the rehearsal, he kept asking which button did what. At one point, he asked my fiance's mom if she knew how to change the camera settings. Sarah Morrison was positioned perfectly in the back corner with 2 professional cameras, 3 backup lenses, and lighting equipment that cost more than Danny's car. The ceremony began at 2 p.m. Danny immediately started using flash during the processional, which the church specifically prohibited. Father Martinez stopped mid-sentence and asked him to turn it off. Danny's camera battery died during the vows. He spent 5 minutes fumbling for a replacement while Sarah discreetly captured every moment from her position. During the ring exchange, Danny dropped his lens cap and it rolled under the altar. He crawled around on his hands and knees trying to find it while I'm trying to kiss my bride. The reception was a disaster. Danny missed the first dance because he was outside trying to figure out his settings. He missed the father-daughter dance because his flash wasn't working. He missed the cake cutting because he was in the bathroom. Meanwhile, Sarah was capturing everything. She moved like a shadow, getting perfect shots without anyone noticing. Professional, invisible, exactly what we'd paid for. Trevor found me during dinner. Danny's having some technical difficulties, but he's getting great stuff. I looked over at Danny, who was now holding his camera upside down trying to take pictures of the wedding party. I'm sure he is, I replied. The next morning, Trevor called me panicking. Danny's computer crashed. He lost all the photos. I let the silence hang for exactly 10 seconds. That's terrible news, Trevor. I'm so sorry, man. I know how important those photos were. They were important. Good thing Sarah Morrison was there taking backup photos. What do you mean? I mean, I paid for professional photography and amateur photography. Guess which ones turned out? 3 days later, Sarah delivered 847 perfect wedding photos. Every moment captured, every angle covered, every memory preserved in crystal clear detail. Det så glorious I krichtes lurch dawa buik so. Danny's man does devernix faint so. Dek the bu bat to no online bakes. Dif cruising on that moral. Danny's professional work consisted of 23 blurry photos, half of which featured his thumb over the lens. Trevor offered to pay for the real photographer to make up for his cousin's disaster. That's generous, but I already paid her. I just wanted to see how committed you were to saving me money versus getting quality work. 2 years later, Trevor's getting married. He asked for Sarah Morrison's contact information. She's booked solid for the next year, I told him. But I know a guy named Danny who's available for $500. He hired a professional photographer that day.